Excuse me, ma'am, are you one of the smiths here at the medieval fair? Yes, indeed. Right now I'm working in wood, with a hammer and chisel and rasp. Wood? I thought smiths worked with metal. No, actually a smith was anyone who hammered something into shape. It was most often metal, but it could be wood or leather too. Some smiths were skilled in making things out of leather with metal decorations. We're interested in people who make shields for the people dressed in armor. Do you make shields? Jennifer's so ADD sometimes. Like, I don't care, we're interested in shields. Yes, indeed. For quite a while, shields made all of metal were too heavy to carry, so smiths made them out of wood, and sometimes put a sheet of metal on the front. Several of the shields being used in mock battles today are shields that I made from wood and hammered steel. Mock battles are pretend battles, like those from the Middle Ages, but no one gets hurt. Alright, that was fun. What did you think of the medieval fair, Carson? He's like curled up in a ball, trembling. Get up, Carson. We still have to finish my aunt's stupid article. Look at this loser. He's all alone. He has no customers. He's just like, please buy my shield. Wow, this guy does some pretty wild stuff. He must be an artist. Hello, sir. I see you have shields on display. They're really beautiful. Are they art, or are they real shields? Those are real shields. I suppose most people who buy them never use them as shields, but they could if they had to. After I make the shields, I paint them with old family crests and symbols. My shields are as strong as any you'll find in the armory at the Tower of London. Those were used in real battles. What is your name? Do you know if any of your ancestors ever made shields like you do? My name is Al Fortescue. It's not an English name. It's French. French. I expect that some of my forebears also made shields, although I don't know for sure. If you're really all that keen on genealogy, the study of family histories, you might want to pop by the British Library. They've got a terrific genealogy section there. Well, I'm going to overlook your French last name because you're clearly British, but I've got my eye on you. Mr. Sneed, where are you? Slacking on the job. I bet some books about surnames can tell us more about the history of people's last names. They're conveniently out on the table for us. According to the old records, the name Fortescue comes from two old French words, fort, strong, and escue, shield. People with the surname Fortescue probably made very good shields. When the Normans came to England, they brought many Oops. Yeah, it was boring anyway. When the Normans took over England in the year 1066, their king was named William the Conqueror. The Normans were from northern France. The name Norman is taken from the Old English word Northman. You British are so creative. The Normans wanted to be able to collect taxes in England. The Normans usually had two names, but at that time, English people only had one name, like Mary and John. That made it hard to keep track of who did and who didn't pay their taxes, so the king ordered a census. When his tax collectors wrote down how much tax someone had paid, they also made up a surname, last name, so they could tell people with the same first name apart. The surnames sometimes told where the family lived, Rivers or Ford or Hill. Sometimes they were nicknames, Lightfoot or Small, or they... Wonder how you got the Small nickname. Oh... Or they told the name of the person's father, Johnson and Davidson. But most often, they told what job a person did, like Baker. In this way, the tax collector could tell Henry the tailor, Henry the archer, Henry the butcher, and Henry the carpenter all apart. Okay, this is going on too long. According to the old records, the name armor meant a person who made the common armor of the day, chainmail. Yeah, we know it's not him. According to the old records, the name Bernie comes from the old Scottish word for chainmail shirt. People with the surname Bernie didn't make shields, they made chainmail armor. Well, you're out. Plus you tampered with that one Falcon case, so you're a bitch anyway. Or no, that was someone else. No, she was like stealing ponies from the other people in Dartmoor. That's even worse. Pony thief, bitch. We got this shield thing nailed down. Pick the clues you think will convince Officer Bardbrook. How did Officer Bardbrook get in charge of this? I'm so confused. I think those are the right clues. Now point out the person who's entitled to Bronwyn's bequest. Yay. What happened to you got it? Come on. You got it! Bronwyn's bequest had some very specific terms. We had to find a person who currently making a real shields, and that person had to have an ancestor who also made shields. We found 3 different people who still made armor, mostly for the people who like to reenact medieval times at fairs. Bunch of losers. But did they make shields? Charles Armour didn't. He said he only made armor, like coats of mail and helmets, so he wasn't eligible for Bronwyn's bequest. Marissa Burney made shields, but we found out her surname, Burney, meant her medieval forebears probably made chainmail, not shields. That ruled her out. But when we looked up the name Fortescue, we found that it meant strong shield in Old French. Al Fortescue's ancestors probably made sturdy shields, just like he does today. Thank you, children. It'll make a great story. Thank you. I'm going to come back tomorrow and bug you with another assignment. Hampstead revives long-lost holiday. A lucky London man was celebrated in style in Hampstead today, thanks to Carson Drew and Jennifer Eagle, American detectives from the Eagle Eye Agency. I have a feeling that whoever writes these things at the end does not even see the rest of the script. I guess they're called the Eagle Eyes Agency. That sounds stupid. Al Fortescue, artist in armor, was honored by a decree made in the 13th century by Bronwyn, Lady of Hampstead. At the holiday, men-at-arms reenacted the dramatic scene when Idris, Bronwyn's husband, broke his sword and depended on shield alone to fend off 4 brigands. Miraculously, the shield held, and a grateful Lady Bronwyn declared a ceremony forever to mark the makers of shields and their descendants. Carson discovered Al Fortescue's last name means strong shield in Old French. Bobby, Beth Bardbrook said. So he knew that Al's ancestors made excellent shields, just as he does today. The clever Eagle Eyes brought on Bronwyn's bequest. Mid medieval dancing and music, the crown feasted on Hampstead's best roast beef, fine cheeses, and Yorkshire pudding. That was like the highlight of PC Bardbrook's life, was getting to decide this. I'm so happy for her.